Like many other modern gadgets, trail cams have become popular in recent years. These motion detecting cameras are used by wildlife explorers, hunters, and tourists to investigate movements in the wild. The result of this investigation is sometimes controversial and gets everyone talking. This video details the 15 times trail cam captures what nobody was supposed to see. Number 15. Tangled buck. Wild animals live in the forest, believing that anything could happen. If they don't encounter a predator, prey might come for them. Well, this young buck may have lost track of itself when it got entangled in a mess. It probably rested in the wrong place and had its antlers wrapped in tree branches. These horns were already heavy and uncomfortable to carry in some instances. The extra web makes life even more demanding. It means the buck must move around with the bony branches until somebody came to its rescue. You can see how it looks at the camera in disgust, as though it's begging for help. On the brighter side, the buck might attract a mate who probably thinks the hairstyle is beautiful. Hopefully it doesn't get entangled while trying to mate the attractive female. Deers have eyes in the side of their heads, giving them a 310-degree view. Unfortunately, this isn't always in their favor as they don't focus on a specific point. Therefore, these animals get into trouble unknowingly. On the bright side, these eyes give them good night vision. Number 14. Bear charging toward camera. Even if you don't believe that dreams come true, you certainly wouldn't want to be the same if you dreamt that a bear came charging towards you. Your chances of survival are slim, that is if there's any chance at all. Therefore, if you could avoid these ruthless predators, you'd do it in a heartbeat. Wildlife experts and explorers don't have a choice when encountering wild animals. Because they want to minimize risk, they'd rather set up a trail cam and watch these animals from a safe distance. Imagine walking in the forest and hearing a strange noise behind you. You turn back only to see a giant bear charging toward you. This is what happened in this clip, only that the animal was walking toward the camera. At this point, the camera owner thanks his stars and he was nowhere around the device. Watching the clip frightened him because he imagined what would have played out if he had been there himself. Now, bears aren't as aggressive as we think, but their size and demeanor make them scary enough. They eat grass and berries during the day and fish in rivers. They hardly hunt mammals except for when they feel threatened or are very hungry. Granted, don't go approaching a bear. Number 13. Gathering of deer. Animals like lions and deer love to move in packs. This group helps them overcome larger predators and hunt easily. After successfully hunting down their prey, the pack takes turns devouring them. This group of deer probably had an evening meeting to plan their day when they bumped into the camera. The image is rare, given that it comprised a considerable number of deer, sort of like a big deer party. Having such similar animals gather in one spot wasn't a coincidence. The picture becomes odder, given that they all seem to be looking at the camera. You can spot the deer turning their heads and looking at the camera as though someone asked them to. Maybe someone unknown asked them to pose for a picture for a fee. Better still, something might have attracted their attention to the camera. Regardless of what happened behind the scenes, the footage is scary as it sends a clear message to trail cam guys to watch their backs. If someone were behind the camera, these hungry animals might have been up to something. Number 12. Sneaky otter. Animals that live in the wild know their strengths and weaknesses. They know when to attack and retreat, and they can differentiate prey from predator when they see one. Therefore, weaker animals would instead activate a defensive mechanism or run for their dear lives when they meet a stronger animal. This otter would not be so crazy to stage a fight with this giant animal for this prey, but we see it sneak through the camera with a large piece of fish. One wonders how it pulled through, given that another animal might have captured the prey first. Seemed like it stole it when the predator was distracted. Honestly, it was just lucky to get away with it. And that's where the camera captures the sneaky animal running to a safe place to enjoy the meal. Otters are intelligent animals, especially during hunting. They use their vibrissae to detect their prey's movement in the water. After locating it, it catches it with its paws while eating it. This animal consumes smaller fish in the water but takes bigger ones to land. This ensures that bigger sea creatures don't snatch the prey from them and eat them too. Number 11. Owl attacking deer. This clip has got to be one of the funniest caught on trail cams. If there's one animal an animal can easily defeat in battle, it shouldn't be a deer. A deer needs to strike the bird with its antlers once, and then the fight's pretty much over. But hey, this owl's about to change the narrative. Maybe the deer had provoked it so much that it wanted to show the stuff it was made of. Since owls see in the dark and are efficient hunters, I wouldn't be surprised if this fight was serious. Looks like the bird is biting more than it can chew by pouncing on the deer to teach it a lesson. Better still, he might have misunderstood the picture. The owl may have been trying to land when this deer walked in on it. Maybe the bird was aiming for a mouse on the floor when this deer photobombed it. Studies show that eagle owls sometimes prey on larger animals, but whether or not they succeed depends on the scenario. They can attack dogs and deer weighing about 28 pounds. Of course, they can't pick up larger animals from the ground, but have other means of getting them down. The next time you look down at an owl, remember that they can get whatever they want, however they want it. Number 10. Selfie raccoon. Think of the last time you took a selfie and how you carefully got rid of any background distractions. While humans have all it takes to invent and use cameras, animals are on the side, learning from us. Of course, they look forward to the day they would enjoy modernity with us too. This raccoon was tired of being in the background for too long and decided it was time to break forth. This image shows the animal staying too close to the trail cam as if posing for a shot. It stares directly at the lens. The picture looks too real to be a coincidence as the animal is holding the camera in its little paws while capturing two deers behind it. Raccoons live in various places and are a nuisance in urban areas. They prefer to live in tropical regions and urban cities where they explore as much as humans. I guess they refuse to be subjected to one location because they do whatever they want and go away with it. Number 9. Adorable fox cubs. Motherly instinct makes females do the unimaginable. Women are often protective of their kids and shut out anyone trying to hurt them. While humans can contain their reaction to an aggressor, animals are ruthless towards anyone who tries to hurt their young. They also replicate the same energy in caring for their young. A mother hen uses her feathers to shield her chicks and goes out to find food for them during the cold. This clip captures the moment a group of hungry fox cubs were getting milk from their mother. Despite the discomfort, Mama Fox is calm to ensure they get as much milk as possible. She continued to feed her cubs like this until they're mature to fend for themselves. Foxes are one of the best parents the animal kingdom has. They reproduce at least once a year. Litter consists of up to 11 pups, and their babies are born blind and don't open their eyes until 9 days later. During this period, they stay with their mother while their father goes hunting and returns home with food. Number 8. Cat riding on buffalo. You might have heard stories of unusual animal relationships in the wild. Imagine seeing a cat and mice being best friends. While this may seem impossible, there are other weird combinations, like friendships between dogs and ducks or cats and goats. This trail cam captures the moment the cat was riding on the back of a buffalo. Didn't sit well with experts because they didn't imagine the possibility. The buffalo didn't seem to be bothered about helping his little friend out with a ride, so I assume they're best friends for him to have agreed to the deal. Buffaloes aren't known for being high maintenance. They prefer living in plains or valleys in forests. This animal and the bison played a crucial role in the North American plains for many years. Maybe they're kinder to smaller animals when no one's watching. Number 7. 2 deer versus 1 coyote. Wild animals live their entire lives defending themselves from predators. They're not hiding from one, they're fighting to survive after being caught. Whichever way, there's no peace for wild animals. This trail cam may have captured this coyote's last days on Earth, however. The clip shows an angry coyote pawing down and ready to strike any of both deer looking at it and preparing for a quick meal. The animal's scared for its life, but rather than throwing the towel, it charges at the deer to scare him. Apparently this trick ain't working, as the animals aren't frightened by the coyote's presence, but are thinking of what to do with it. A deer's lifespan is between 10 to 25 years, depending on the species of course. Unfortunately, some die prematurely due to deforestation, car accidents, and predators. Granted, that don't mean a deer ain't ready to throw down, as shown in this video. Number 6. Alien Tiger. Trail cams have recently gained popularity, you can guess why. Explorers understand that they can't always be in the wild to monitor animals or intimate scenes, so they set up a camera that records and replays the previous day's events. Although we think of tigers as having stripes, it turns out these animals may have other unknown species. Placing a camera at an exotic location like this one guarantees fruitful results. The stripeless tiger looks like it's taken a mud bath before walking toward the camera. It resembles a tiger-panther crossbreed. The largest species grows up to 10 feet long and weighs 400 pounds or more. Their size makes them one of the wild's biggest cats, so they use it to their advantage. Due to their size, they can knock down their prey and get away with it. Despite their size, they can run extremely fast. You gotta watch your back if you're the prey. Number 5. Interrupting a family meal. If you want to capture the details in the forest, ensure to place the camera at the center of the drama. People who install these cameras understand this trick, therefore they don't fix this device randomly. The man who set this trail cam had probably studied the environment and decided this was the best play to lay surveillance of the forest. He placed it at a spot that he suspected deers congregate to have their meals. His plans worked as the camera captured the animals enjoying said meals. Looked like they didn't notice the camera until something in it was activated and startled them. Deers are actually pretty good swimmers, as we find out. Their ability to maneuver water helps them escape terrible situations. Thankfully though, at least they can beat their non-swimming predators to their game. This animal runs up to 30 miles per hour when in danger or scared. This is about the same speed at which a car drives through a residential street. Number 4. Human-like Wolverine. You know how animals watch us and can't wait to replicate everything we do? If given the slightest opportunity, they could outdo us. This Wolverine proves that animals can do as much as humans if they set their heart to it. A wolverine's a dormant animal that resembles a small bear, but it's actually the biggest member of the weasel family. They live in the remote Arctic and subarctic regions of the world. Pretty funny to see these tiny creatures try to impersonate humans by doing human-like things, but it is adorable to see them move out of their comfort zone for a bit as well. This clip shows a wolverine standing up on two legs and eyeing the camera curiously. We don't know why the animal is standing like that, but we can see it glaring at the camera. Sometimes animals take up such a posture to intimidate its predators if attacked. Either way, it's tough for them to remain in this position for too long. That being said, it's now time for our unknown topic. Unusual friendships and enmity exist in the world. When friends meet, they have a good time in which the time spent together never ends. However, enemies look forward to being victorious in a clash. This image captures the moment this deer fell victim to the bear without knowing. This giant may have been monitoring the deer for a long time without the latter even knowing. It was only waiting for the perfect time to strike. Had this trail cam not exposed it, we wouldn't have known what was waiting for this unlucky deer. Sadly, we didn't get to watch how things played out, but we can only hope the deer made it out alive. Number 3. Santa. Ever wonder what Santa was doing in this forest? You probably guessed right. Someone placed it there. The same person who kept the Santa Claus toy in the woods also installed the trail cam. The toy was holding some sticks and rocks that might attract other animals. He wanted to see how different animals would react to seeing a toy in the forest. The first animal to notice the edifice was a bear. It drew closer to Santa and nibbled on the end of the red and white hat. Looks like Santa's vial parts will be yanked off by the following day. The bear in question is a curious cub who wanted to know what it was. Bear cubs stay with their moms until they're 3 years old. Unfortunately, they stand the greatest risk of death due to unfavorable environmental practices like illegal hunting. Some studies show over 25% of cubs don't make it out alive before leaving their parents' home due to the dangers of cannibalism by adult Kodiak bears. Number 2. Mama baby moment. Parents have a crucial role in caring for their kids. This bear would do everything she could to see her baby comfortable. Wild animals teach their kids to cope in the forest, knowing they're not always going to be with them. They're also around to help them with specific tasks since they're not mature enough to execute them. In this clip, we see how the mama bear lifts her cub so she can get a look inside the barrel and grab some food too. She seizes the opportunity to teach basic hunting skills at an early age. There's about 600,000 black bears in North America. Their babies eat fish and meat, but occasionally eat insects and plants. Females spend an average of a year and a half with their young to increase their chances of survival. Since a woman with her cubs can't mate, the more time spent with them means the fewer offspring she'll have. Number 1. Howling coyotes. This is one clip you'd rather see from a safe distance or behind your computer screen. Wild animals may be aggressive sometimes, but choose to be calm at others. When you meet them in their right mood, you better count yourself lucky. And if they haven't had a decent meal for some hours, you might be the unlucky prey. You wouldn't like to see this in front of you though. This trail cam captured the moment 3 coyotes had their jaws wide open. You can tell that they're hungry for anything that comes by and they aren't picky. They must have been making a lot of noise, but the camera couldn't capture any sound. Coyotes are famous for howling at the moon. They're night hunters that hunt to communicate their location to their fellows. They also howl to defend their pups by splitting up from the pack and howling from different areas to confuse predators. That way, the predator hunts the howling adult rather than the young coyote. These intelligent animals have a high sense of sight and smell and hearing. If you encounter this animal, remain calm and understand that they're more scared of you than you are of them, generally. You can make yourself big by making some noise and standing at your full height, and that should hopefully do the trick. See you all next time.